Good morning, Cleveland. Hello, world. This is Whitney Trubisky from Witness This Life, and I'm going to talk about a book that I think everyone needs to read, and that is The Richest Man in Babylon. The reason why I recommend this book is because it's definitely common sense that isn't so common anymore. There are 8 parables in the book. I'm going to go through, essentially what the gist is of every single one of them. The first parable it speaks to 7 ways that people are not saving money, be it excuses or reasons. Excuse me. I have a list. The first reason is no one is saving 10% of what they earn, which is what we should be doing anyway. No one's controlling their expenditure. No one is looking out for their own money, like how they spend it. The third is not investing money, which obviously, that's what my journey's about. So, hopefully everyone's journey is about investing money. The fourth is that no one is watching their investments. They could possibly be losing money. There could be small little minor fees that no one's paying attention to. It's essentially just no one's paying attention to their investments. Now, the fifth one is essentially controversial at this point in time just because it talks about owning your own house. There's kind of a little bit of back and forth on whether it's an asset or a liability. A lot of old schools say it's asset. A lot of new schools say it's liability. I still have yet to figure that out. So I'm going to dig a little deeper into that one and make a video on that later. The sixth is not thinking about your future, not, putting away money for retirement, because Social Security is not going to be there for us in the future. So just plan accordingly. And the 7 is that everyone is stagnant. Everyone's kind of just content with working 9 to 5 and praying everything works out. And unfortunately, in this day and age, that is not the case because, well, look around. It's pretty obvious what's going on. The second parable kind of talks about luck. And essentially, what is luck really? Luck really is kind of like taking action and looking for opportunities to make money. If you see something at work, that you think you can improve it. Show what you've done, tell your manager and be like, hey, look, I did this. So, I'm going to need a little money if I'm going to be doing this around here. The third parable kind of talks about the laws of gold, the 5 laws of gold. Oh, excuse me, I have to put these back on again. Gold comes to those who save is the first one. Obviously, that's one of the parallels to the 7 reasons as to why people are not rich. You have to save. 2 is that you have to give gold a chance to multiply, and that's the investing part, the number 3 of the 7 reasons I gave formally as to why people are not rich. The third is to be careful with your gold, which kind of parallels the 4th reason as to why people aren't rich is because nobody's watching, nobody's really paying attention. The 4th law of gold is to know exactly what you're investing in. Don't just be like, oh, that's cool, that's cute, let's invest in that. A lot of people say, take a look at what you're buying or purchasing and possibly, buy stocks or anything in that. I don't know if that's such a good idea just because of the way everything kind of fluctuates. Things can kind of go in and out of favor, especially in the stock market. And the 5th law is that gold doesn't like quick, rich schemes. That's obviously a great way to lose money. I mean, again, that should be common sense, but The fourth parable was a little complicated for me to decipher. There was like a parable within a parable. But, the parableception that happened, like, I interpreted as, like, don't be afraid to, like, give to other people, but don't break your back doing it. I believe the quote is, a little caution is better than the greatest regret. So don't be afraid to, like, give to people, but, like, don't give your life savings. Don't be manipulated by people. The fifth parable kind of talks about the need to protect your money from what comes its way. I kind of interpreted that as, like, make sure you have an emergency fund just in case things happen, or, just have a plan for your money. The sixth parable kind of talks about, like, the ups and downs, of success and how it is not exactly linear. It talks of, a guy who has troubles with his money, and then he gets rich, and then he's poor, and then he's rich, and then he's poor, and then he, it's just very up and down with his success. And it just kind of talks about, like, you're not good. Yeah. You're like, what is it? Warren Buffett said that you'll be successful 60%, 6 out of 10 times, not 9 out of 10. Yeah. This story kind of puts that in a human context versus just kind of a quote. And then the book kind of deviates into a chapter where it talks about the diary of this guy's success and, the struggles that he went through and how he was able to champion through them. And the last parable, the eighth parable, talks of youth and, how the youth really just kind of need to be educated, and just kind of gain experience and knowledge before they just squander what they have, essentially. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next Thursday.